Welcome back, everyone. Today, I want to show you a simple, very simple way to get into your supply or your order block. However, you may think about hitting a retest when we start to obviously change direction, break of structure, change of character, etc., things like that. So make sure that you stay towards the end and you take your time to laser focus in what I'm going to break down for you right now. It's just going to be one trade, one area. This is actually today, the 11th of January 2023, where we took this trade hot off the shelf that you can obviously see what we are doing in these trades. We really do appreciate everybody taking their time out, but forget all that, forget all the fluff. Let's get right into what you have come to see, how to enter on an order block or a very simple supply. Okay, as you can see, we know that anyone who's following Bitcoin, we're in an uptrend at the moment. We're in an uptrend. If there's a relief rally, etc., we do not know. We have the CPI tomorrow, which is going to be very important, whether this is going to continue or whether it's going to top out and start to come down and grab some liquidity. But what we've got at the moment, you can see, I'm just on the 15-minute chart, and we've just got this very strong bullish momentum to the upside. We've got a low, a high, we've got this low, we've got this high. We could have a low now, and then we could have a high, obviously, around what's going on with the CPI. What I want to do is show you what we've done today on a small time for, well, a 15-minute, but break of structure, and then looking even at the 1 minute, etc., for a entry. So if I zoom into today's price action, you can see this is what happened last night. We've came up and we're waiting for us to hit a level of resistance, an important level. Now, we know that 17,500 is very important, very important, and we could still spike up there to grab some liquidity. We know there's a level at 17,600 as well, a macro golden pocket. But for this exercise, this is what happened today. This is where we are. So 17.5, we know in and around that area is going to be resistance. We know that it could front run. It has front run today, but it could still get up and sweep that high. So as we made this move to the upside just here, let me get this out. If we made arrow, we made this strong move to the upside. You can see just there, we made this strong move to the upside. So now we're probably going to cool off when we get to some type of resistance. That's exactly what we have done today. So how do we know when we're looking to get into a trade? So the first thing that we need to look for is we need to look at our first high. So this is our first high. We know that that's the first high. Let's make that nice and straight. We know that that's the first high that we made, okay? And we had this low, okay? We had this low just here. We now know that that is a start of the range that we are looking to trade. We could get an SFP, etc. So what we do is we wait and we wait. And what we're waiting for is price to break structure. So we got this low here, we got this high, we've come down, we've not broken any structure here, we've come up, and we tap above this here to cause a SFP, okay? So that's going to be, I'll put it on the chart for you. That's a local SFP. And then I'll put this on the chart as well, just so we know that we are here. And that is a 17,500 level just there. So we know that we've got a 17.5 and we know that we've just got an SFP. Once we get this SFP from here, we now know that that was the last high. So for me, I move that up to here and let's see if now we can break structure. So what do we do here? We break structure on here. Let me change that now to a break of structure one. We break structure of here. Let's add some text for you. Just here. Break of structure. There you go. Okay. Just there. Now that we've come down when we broke a structure, you could bring a Fibonacci level out if you wanted to go from the high to the low. You could look for that if you wanted to add that, but I'm just going to purely show you an area where you need to look for. So we've made this high, we've got this SFP, which means we're going to sweep up. We could have maybe got to 17,500, but we didn't. And then we're going to start to break our way down to see if we break structure. We break structure. This could have trapped some shorts just here because we broke that structure. And then we reverse straight back up to trap some early shorters. These are early shorters just here, okay? So then we wait and we wait and we wait to see what's going to happen when we approach this zone here. This candle just here. And why is that? Because that was our last bullish candle before we had this big move to the downside. You say big, but it's on the 15-minute. Before we had this bearish engulfing candle, and that was the candle that starts us to come down. So that's why I've got this zone marked out. It's the last bullish before the bearish engulfing. And we wait and we wait. We tap it once. And like I said before, if you used your fib, you can see that it taps into the Fibonacci. So you got double confluence. So some people would enter there with their stop loss just above here. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just here. As you can see, we've already got this zone popped in, and now we've added this golden pocket. And if I just forward from here, you can see there, that's the first time that we actually pop in there. So if you was looking for a short there, it could be the first time. You go over here, you get your short. So I'm thinking golden pocket. I'm thinking top of there. Some people would put it there because it still could pop up. But for me, if we're going to pop up there, then it's going to be another SFP. So some people would put it there for safety. I would more than likely put it at the top of there. And then you're looking to ride this down, okay? That's what you're looking for. So that's your first entry. We then go and see what happens after that. So we come down, we don't change any structure. We continue to move up, and then we spike again. Now, as you can see, we're still within our stop. So you want to keep your stops open. You don't just want to rush them down straight away. You want to keep them open until the price action shows you that market structure is changing. So then we stay in the trade, That's then a possible second entry. So if you miss this entry, okay, you've then got this entry, and then you keep it going, and then you see what happens. And then we start to keep going, and then we start to move down. Now, what you can see just here is, first of all, we've got this structure here. This one just here. Now that is a break of structure on this lower time frame. If you went down to the 5-minute, you would get a break of structure. But what we really want to see would be a break of this, because we now know that that is our base. Okay, that's our base. So what we want to see is a break of this initially. However, the first break of structure just here will open the gates for this is all liquidity just here. Okay, I'm gonna type that in. This is all liquidity just here because this stops, this stop losses. Okay, so the market, as soon as it breaks this diagonal trend line and starts to break this, we're now looking for it to recoup all this liquidity. So again, and we just wait and see. Boom, that's the move to the downside. We get another big candle. Then we get this candle. Keep going, and there you go. Boom, straight away. We've taken out that. We've collected all this liquidity. That is a free to one, free, whatever you want to call it, move to the downside. And we've taken all this liquidity. Now, if you didn't get in that one, you could also have got in this one as well, which would have been just here. Now, why could we have got in there? Because if you miss this entry and you're waiting, break of structure, now you're waiting for a retest, okay? Break of structure, you're waiting for a retest of a area. Again, you could bring your fib out and take it to that level. And what happens? Perfectly in that zone. And then if you go down to the 1 minute, you could see in the 1 minute just here that we had another area, slight consolidation just there, and there you go. You could, for me personally, you could have used that one, or you could have used this one. I actually liked this one just here, a little bit messy on the charts, that is, but you can see if you go down to the 1 minute, but let's keep it on the 15-minute to keep it nice and crisp and clean, and you can clearly see what happens. And then not only that, if we come down to here, I'll show you this while you're here. We've got a golden pocket coming from this low to the high, and then we hit that golden pocket to the T, and then we start to move up as we're moving up right now. And this is where we are now. So that's a very simple way to wait and wait for trades. You can come back, have a look at that video, rewind it. Don't overcomplicate your trades. You don't have to have a Fibonacci like I do. You don't have to add that. That's just added confluence. But what you can clearly see is just by a price action, SFP, if you wait because we didn't break structure, We broke structure just here. We came up perfectly, hit our OB. Some say supply. We then broke down again. We then broke structure. You can see just here, we break structure on this candle. We come up and hit another area, and then we move to the downside. And there you go. Perfect trade for the day. If you want to know more, make sure you follow us. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe if you get good value from this. Very simple way to trade on the 15-minute when you get to a serious resistance or support.